Fundisa for Change is a national professional learning network to strengthen teaching and learning. And to do this, the three focus areas are know your subject, improve teaching practice, and improving assessment practices with ESD curriculum-activated change projects. Now that means that we're looking at it as a school-in-community process of curriculum-activated learning for more just and sustainable futures. This means getting lesson planning done for and with the students in ESD as curriculum-activated and knowledge-mediated learning to resolve change concerns. Now, in the subjects that we have, the whole idea is to pick out the tools for subject knowledge activated ESD. And here, what we've got is the planning tools around the question, how can teaching subject knowledge, skills, and dispositions be expanded to include ESD? This means knowing the subject, improving the teaching practices, and here in particular, if we look at the way that good teaching happens, we teach concepts that are in the curriculum, then we task the students to develop these concepts and skills, and then what we do is we test these concepts acquired and skills mastered. So this traditional way of teaching can be expanded for ESD around lesson planning with the students, with real-world stories of change and shared concerns. And this is increasingly coming up in the curriculum, and it's presented through Anne Edwards' work as a 4-quadrant process, where we start with real-world startup stories so that they locate in the area. Then we look at possible inquiry, or we look at deliberative work to debate conditions and situations. And then the change project is an innovation that was developed in the early Southern African work on ESD. This goes with improving assessment practices as the next focus, and we look at tools for this as curriculum-activated change projects come out. So if we look at now the improvement of assessment practices, one of the tools that's developed that's been really significant has been significant learning. And this can allow us to look at curriculum-activated change projects flowing from normal subject teaching. So we do assessment for and of learning with the students using the 4-quadrant process of stories, inquiry, deliberative work, and change project work. And here we can assess foundational knowledge, where the students are able to identify, critique, understand, and describe a concern. Then we can look at the application of this through the analysis, the interpreting, and the application of knowledge to solve problems. Then the integration of this knowledge, describe and synthesize knowledge and dispositions in problem-solving situations that come up in our lesson designs. We can look at, are we sharing a concern of care for others around the human and ecological dimensions? Are we looking at caring in Ubuntu, showing empathy and compassion for self, community, and living things? And also learning how to learn. Are we able to evaluate, review, and generate new ideas for change? So these tools enable us to develop a 4-quadrant framework to improve lesson planning and also to improve assessment in our Fundisa for Change courses.